Hello. Now, if you can't measure it, you don't know if you're improving. I keep saying it. Now, let's take some simple little ideas for you. You're a boxer, you measure all your runs. You time everything. Then you know exactly what you've been doing week in, week out, month in, month out, and there's a definite answer to are you improving or not. Very simple. You measure it, you write down exactly what your run is, time it. You measure your sprints, time them. How many can you do and what speed are you going at, and then put the distance and the time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, everything's measured. As a coach, you should be measuring that for your fighter, unless you've got a whole load of people to coach and it's impossible to do. But if you're a coach, if you're one of these pad holders who's a top coach now, and you're on your 10%, and matey boy's getting millions and millions of dollars, and if it's over 10, you're a millionaire as well, aren't you? Maybe, just maybe, you should be doing all this sort of stuff. So you should be measuring all of their exercises. If they do, you know, circuit training where they're doing 30 seconds on and 10 seconds off, how many push-ups are they normally doing in 30 seconds? Is it measurable? Are you counting them? Are they done correctly? All of these things, are the exercises done correctly? They can be measured. How many are you doing? In what time scale? It can all be measured. Your weight, obviously it can be measured. Is it being measured when you get up, before, during and after training, before you go to bed? Is this all being noted down? Are you getting a full diary of everything? Do you understand absolutely everything that's going on? Are you measuring the food intake? Are you measuring the water intake? Are you measuring? If you're not measuring, you do not know for sure what's going on. You're guessing. Might be a good guess, probably not. Should be written down. Everything that's done, written down. As it's happening. Not, I'll remember it later. Yeah. How many slices of bacon did you have? How big was the steak? What was it again? All that stuff, write it down as you're doing it. And there's no mistakes, is there? People asking me, yeah, well, you can't measure what you're doing in training. You can't measure your boxing. Yes, you can. Let's take a simple example, all right? You got your comp your box and stuff like that. So you look at a fight and they go, oh, he's threw 170 jabs in this fight and he's landed 52 of them. Whatever. Okay? It's measured, isn't it? They've just measured it. Now in a fight, you're lucky to land 40–50% of what you throw. And that seems to be, you know, you got people, some people obviously are much higher, you know, people like Floyd were a great percentage. But here we go. Let's say it's 50–50 as an average. In your drills, you should be looking to increase your average. Let's take a simple jab for an example. Right? You've got you learning to increase the amount of jabs you can land. You've got your training partner there who's there trying to stop you from landing the jab. Understanding that you're not just going to walk forward and just jab him because you can, because he's allowing it to happen. You've got to do it in a proper way, in a fight-like manner. So the other guy can hit you if you make mistakes. If you just walk in, he'll hit you. If you do a lazy jab, he'll hit you. So your job is to be quick, fast, and accurate and not get hit. But your job is to land that jab. His job is to block it, slip it, slide, whatever. Stop it from landing. Now, as a coach, you should be monitoring this during that round, for example, just as an example. How many jabs do you throw? How many land? What mistakes were being made? You should be videoing it so that you can analyse it later. Not only that, the training partner should be there to tell the boxer everything he did right and wrong. And the boxer should be telling the training partner everything he did right and wrong. So that everybody's skills start to grow very quickly indeed. Because you're forever learning, forever correcting, forever analysing, and forever teaching. Because the boxer's teaching the training partner who's teaching the boxer. The coach is teaching both. And everybody's learning because everybody's getting different things. Because what the coach sees may be slightly different from what the training partner sees. Some potential weaknesses, openings or whatever that the training partner sees may well be different to what the coach is seeing and may well be different to what the boxer thinks he's doing. The boxer may think he's covered his chin all right, but the training partner will hit him on it. No, you haven't. All of these things are measurable. So when I say measure stuff so you know what you're doing, I mean measure stuff to the nth degree. Proper training, proper learning, proper teaching is measurable. Now, it's a different story if you've got a class of 20, 30 people. That's much more difficult to measure. Of course it is. You can't be writing it down for everybody there all day. But you can still drill properly, and you can still have that teacher-student relationship between the two people drilling. They can still tell each other what they're doing right and wrong. And if there's any glaring mistakes, you as the coach should see it. But when you're Mr. 10%, Mr. I'm a great coach even though I was just a pad man, you should be measuring this stuff and earning your 10%. Because if you're on 10%, you've got a fitness coach, this coach, that coach, the other coach, and all you're doing is holding pads, you're on a fucking good little number there, aren't you? You've got to be imparting knowledge and building the skills of the boxer. They should be improving every single time. If not, what are you doing? Let me put it another way, another thing for you to ponder and think about. Let's say, for argument's sake, you're an orthodox boxer. Let's say, for argument's sake, that you're at a good level, a high level, world-class level. And to maintain, just to maintain your brilliant jab, you only need to train it for, let's say, 20 minutes a day. But you actually go and train for a couple of hours a day. So you've wasted all that other time doing that jab when you didn't need to. Because the amount that you can improve it is so small that the view ain't worth the climb. It takes you thousands of hours to get a tiny, tiny improvement. But if you spent some of that other time training a southpaw jab, you might make that almost as good as your orthodox jab with just, 20, 30 minutes a day for a few months. You may find that you can then fight from either side. You will find that you're learning new skills, new angles, new ways to fight, rather than just sticking with what you're doing and keep practicing. In a lot of cases, not quite the right thing, but you just get very good at doing not quite the right thing. See it in martial arts all the time. People get very good at doing the wrong thing. But they're so good at it, it makes up for the fact that they're doing it wrong. And you see it in boxing. You've got to start to think about your skills. And if you're a coach, if you're not trying to enhance the skills of your boxers, your team, whatever it is, you're not a coach, are you? You're the pad holder again on his massive 10%. So, if you're a boxer and you're not learning, you've got to ask your coach why. You've got to ask some questions. You've got to say, why does this work? How does it work? How do I make it better? How do I make it quicker, faster, more powerful? How do I stay more safe while I'm doing it? How do I improve my footwork? How do I improve my balance, my timing, my angles, my speed, everything? Why are you not asking these questions? And why is the coach not doing it for you? That's the big question. Anyway, that's enough from me. See you later.